Hey guys, SoCal Val here. You are listening to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast.
Welcome everybody back to the Hitting the Turnbuckle channel with a review of this week's AEW Rampage Homecoming show from Daily's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. The opening match was for the Continental crown. Eddie Kingston was taking on Wheeler Yuta in a match which Wheeler Yuta was in control for 85% of the match but it didn't really matter in the end because a Northern Lights bomb from Eddie Kingston won the match. I think for an hour show, this probably went a little too long, and I think the other matches were impacted by this. Nevertheless, Eddie Kingston and Wheeler Yuta had a great opening contest. It was a real solid encounter. Love you, love Eddie Kingston. I could see more and more and more of these guys, but Eddie Kingston retains, unsurprisingly in my opinion, but he does retain the title on this. Matt and Jeff Hardy were backstage with Mark Briscoe. They kicked ass and took names last week, and they might get together again. Jeff said the ratings are ratings because Rampage beat Collision in the numbers. Well, it's exactly what I thought. Matt and Jeff Hardy gave a pendant to Mark Briscoe, and it seems as though they are now going to be a trio. Not sure. Not sure on that. But we'll wait and see. We know Briscoe won't do tags anymore. Would like to have seen Briscoe go it alone for the time being. But unfortunately, but not say unfortunately, we don't know how this pairing with him and the Hardys are going to work out. They had some great tag matches against each other when it was Mark and Jay Briscoe against the Hardys. So let's see what happens. And they seem to be making a name for themselves a bit on Rampage now, the Hardys. And I think it's probably where they should be. Right now, maybe they'll get one more big run, and maybe that's what they're alluding to, one more big run on Dynamite and Collision. We'll wait and see. Whose house? Swerve's house was next, and he was against Matt Sydal. Sydal didn't really get a lot of offense in this. He got enough to make it interesting, but not enough to make it compelling. Oh, I suppose that's kind of the same word, really, wasn't it? Not enough to make me believe that he might beat Swerve Strickland in this. He got him with a JML driver for this. Swerve continues his run, and he looked great. I mean, he looked great in this match as well. He's got to be AEW World Champion in 2024 at some point. We'll wait and see. Next match on this one was Hikaru Shida versus Queen Aminata. Aminata got a lot of offense actually on this, and she actually looked really good. So she's definitely a prospect for the women's division. And I think putting her on these types of shows, I know she was on Collision last week. I think she was on Dynamite as well, just to give her that little bit, of an introduction. She doesn't have to win to have these good outings. She had a good outing here, but the Katana by Shida got the match won. But it's definitely a prospect that perhaps we'll see more going forward this year. Could there be a women's Continental Classic? And she could be a part of it. Who knows? Could they do I don't know, but something could happen here. And I really think that she's one for the future. That's for sure. And a really good outing here. Shida picks up the win and she will roll on. The main event, these thing with Collision, they are so quick. This was really a match for Brody Lee. This was Jake Hager, Parker, and Menard versus Dark Order with -1. In this, it was cool to see him back. Actually, it was a feel-good tag match. We know this was in honor of Brody Lee, which they've been honoring him all week, which has been so nice to see. This match was a German suplex combo after a rolling elbow stunner from the Dark Order picked up the victory, and it was nice for that. It was nice, nice Brody Lee main event. So I like that. While the Continental, I'm just going through my final thoughts with the Continental crowd match was so competitive again. The case with Rampage, more often than not, was these matches are too predictable. And it felt like this show was exactly that. Some good matches. But, did you really see Matt Sydal beating Swerve Strickland? No. Could you really see Eddie Kingston dropping his title? No. See, this is where the title eliminator would have worked instead of we're just giving him a title match. No, because the eliminator bit adds fuel to he could lose this because it could mean he'll get a title shot. And it was Wheeler Yuta. So it wouldn't have been a big, oh shit, Yuta beat Kingston. It would have been, wow, he's going to get a shot now. And Yuta's a serious competitor. So it would have made more sense there. But, you know, we're only 2 rampages into the year. So AEW is flicking that reset button a little bit. So next week on Rampage, looking forward to coming back and reviewing it again and seeing what they have to offer. Guys, follow us on social media at HTT Buckle on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast on all other social media outlets. We have got some interviews this week. The absolute maverick Tommy Kyle joins us. A hell of a lot of title defenses. Mims, the NWA television champion, should be joining us as well this week. We have got Jay Joshua coming up in the future. We've got Francesca Oliver from Revolution Pro. We have got Alex Windsor joining us in a few weeks as well as we're back at Ignite on the 4th of February. We're crowning the first Turnbuckle Women's Champion this week at Apex Wrestling. So keep it hooked on all of our channels for all exclusive content, all likes a review show dropping, and he's back. He's doing the SmackDown. He's back on SmackDown with me this week. I'm looking forward to seeing my bro there back on the channel after some personal issues. But it'd be great to have him back. And we'll see you next time. Buckle down. Stay safe.